Hey, what's up, folks? Good morning. Well, today we have a fun one. Today we're going to be comparing BMW's S1000RR versus the Italian-made RSV4 Factory from Aprilia. Both of these are the country's respective top-of-the-range superbikes in their class. Germany, Italy. Which one's going to win? Let's find out right now.
This episode of Out on the Road is supported by Shoei and its RF1400 street bike helmet. The RF1400 is easily one of the quietest and most comfortable street bike helmets we've ever tested. It's also priced right, carries a 5-year warranty, and features exquisite Japanese craftsmanship. Pair the RF1400 with Shoei's Transitions face shield, which automatically tints based on ambient light conditions, and you have the perfect helmet for riding day and night. Now back to the episode.
Alright folks, good morning. Today we're on Aprilia's RSV4 Factory 2026. This is up spec superbike from Aprilia out of Neuilly, Italy. Now, although this bike sees a lot of important changes for 2026, the dynamic and overall feel of these Aprilia RSV4s hasn't really changed a whole lot, which is certainly a good thing. Of course, this motorcycle is powered by a 1099cc liquid-cooled V4 engine, 65 degree. And this engine makes gobs of power, and even more than all the power it makes, especially through the mid-range, is that super pleasing and intoxicating engine howl that just makes riding so dang fun. If you're looking for a super fun and entertaining to ride leader and above class superbike, this 1099cc V4 engine from Aprilia certainly is it. If you can even believe it, it makes upwards of 200 horsepower at the tire. Isn't that crazy that these bikes make that kind of power? And the mid-range is just insane. Aprilia made a big step forward when they increased the displacement of this engine and added a little bit of stroke. Of course, more stroke means more torque, and more torque means more fun. And this thing certainly gets with the program. Of course, the thing rides on a beefy twin spar aluminum chassis with a full tank of gas. This motorcycle weighs upwards of 440 pounds. Certainly not the lightest superbike, but you'd be amazed at how agile this $26,000 RSV4 is in motion. Of course, this thing features Öhlins semi-active suspension, which is an upgrade from the Sachs source suspension on the base RSV4. To be fair, we've ridden the wheels off the base RSV4, and that Sachs suspension is dang good for a $19,000 base model. And it's got high quality independent damping adjustment at the fork, which is something that a lot of manufacturers are going away from, which is again good. But this Öhlins semi-active suspension takes things next step further. It automatically adjusts damping settings in real time based on control input and vehicle dynamic that it gets from the IMU chip inside the motorcycle. It's the same chip that's in your smartphone. It gives the vehicle positional awareness in relation to the road. That allows for more accurate electronic intervention. And God, this thing is so maneuverable for a 440 plus pound superbike. I can't believe how maneuverable this thing feels actually even more maneuverable than the base RSV4, which is crazy. Now, if you remember back in the day, these OG RSV4s, these things used to be a little porky. They didn't want to change directions well, especially compared to the inline-four bikes at the time. Not anymore. This RSV4 Factory is very, very nimble, and that just makes riding so dang fun. Of course, this motorcycle comes with all the bells and whistles, this nice color TFT display that you can operate with this chunky switchgear that's backlit here on the left by my thumb. We have adjustable traction control, wheelie control, launch control, and my personal favorite, high-end cornering ABS. You'd be amazed at how hard you can brake on these bikes. It's just insane. The cornering ABS is lean angle sensitive, so it automatically adjusts brake pressure based on brake lever input and lean angle and all the other things that it's fed through the IMU, and that just allows you to use the brakes so hard. Also working in that favor is just how rigid the chassis is. The frame and the front suspension on this motorcycle, you can put an insane amount of load through the front brake lever into the chassis, and the thing grips and just has the hookup. Now in terms of overall fit, this motorcycle definitely is a little bit more compact. Yes, the windscreen's grown over the years, but still could be taller. And this motorcycle feels pretty wide through the midsection. Again, we're 6 foot tall, 190 pounds. It's for sure not too small, but just something to keep in mind. This engine configuration also puts a fair amount of heat on the rider's behind. The other inline-four bikes these days don't kick off that kind of engine heat. This RSV4 does, though, which could be a good thing if you're riding in cooler mountain weather like we are now, but on a hot summer day, that heat's going to be a little bothersome. But that's what you have to pay for this very smooth running V4 engine with all this power. Love how this engine has just the right amount of vibration to make riding fun and make the motorcycle feel alive, but not so much where it's going to shake the heck out of your hands. As you can see, we have a pretty tall first gear on this motorcycle. We're climbing this grade in first gear. That's right, folks. Overall, $26,000. This RSV4 is a hoot. It makes plenty of power. Has a great character, tons of electronics. Feels surprisingly agile for a 440 plus pound superbike. Has a giant 4.7 gallon fuel tank, which is awesome, and you're going to need every bit of fuel because this engine is thirsty, only getting 32 miles per gallon the way we ride it like that up the hill. Really like the switch gear. Semi-active suspension takes the headache out of making adjustments. Set it and forget it, put it in your favorite riding mode, and let the machine do the heavy lifting for you. Alright everyone, now it's time to try BMW's S1000RR and see how the inline-four 1000 is versus the 1100cc V4. Who's ready? Let's go.
Well, folks, that was a fun ride on the RSV4 Factory from Aprilia. This thing really stands out in the class with its V4 engine. Tons of power, tons of character, and the engine doesn't vibrate too much, which is really nice. And that soulful character that no other engine has. No one does it like Aprilia. We also like how maneuverable this bike is. It is definitely more agile and apt to change directions than the base RSV4 that we rode earlier in the year. $26,000, set it and forget it, semi-active suspension, looks awesome, plenty of torque, and it's got the intoxicating howl. All right, folks, now it's time to ride the king, the big dog of them all, the S1000RR inline-four powered superbike. When BMW came up with this bike over a decade ago, they baselined the GSX-R 1000 and Honda's CBR 1000. That was at the time the two top superbikes in the class during that era. Fast forward today, and they've really upped the ante in the inline-four powered superbike game. But do you think it can hold a candle to the RSV4? Let's find out right now.
All right, everybody, it's S1000RR time. Mechanical key on the RSV4, mechanical key on the BMW. Good job, German manufacturers. Nothing better than some 2026 superbikes with good old-fashioned mechanical keys. That keyless fob is for the birds. Now, right away, sitting on this motorcycle, this thing feels very much like a GSX-R 1000. Go figure, because that's the bike that they baselined originally when they built it. It is nice and narrow between the legs, which is pretty crazy because it's an inline-four engine configuration, which is kind of wide, but it's nice and narrow between the rider's legs. Good spacing front to back. It's a little bit more roomy cockpit than the RSV4. The RSV4 Factory is certainly a little bit more cramped Again, 6 foot tall, 190 pounds. The RSV4 certainly isn't terrible to work behind, but this windscreen is a little bit more roomy and comfortable. We also like that it's a little bit taller bubble, which again is a nice feature. Now, this thing's powered by a 999cc inline-four engine, dual over camshaft, 16 valve cylinder head. This engine has a little bit less power than the RSV4. This thing's only good for right around 180 horsepower. It's pretty crazy because back in the day, these S1000RRs were so powerful, and in stock form, they've become more detuned and more detuned and more detuned every year. So the RSV4 certainly gets the nod for having more outright performance. But that said, this wailing character of this inline-four certainly is awesome. Listen to this thing. Listen to it. Woo! This thing shits and gets, ladies and gentlemen. It's very fast to rev and a good amount of torque for an inline-four engine. Not is quite as fast as the RSV4, but for all of you folks out there who like that traditional, conventional wailing inline-four firing order, you're certainly going to like this S1000RR. Of course, we have a 6-speed quick shifter enabled transmission, just like the RSV4, and a slipper clutch, so you can downshift and don't have to worry about any rear wheel stability if you downshift in too low of a gear for vehicle speed traveled. Both quick shifters are very slick and work really nicely. Of course, the gearing on this motorcycle is certainly lower than on the RSV4. As you can see, we're in first gear right now, and it's a little bit low, which isn't necessarily a bad thing for us street bike riders. Of course, if you're a racer, you want the tallest gearing possible in general, and the RSV4 certainly has the power to pull it. But on the street, the gearing's a little bit lower on this S1000RR, which not necessarily is a bad thing, just something to keep in mind. Now, this motorcycle weighs in a little bit lighter than the RSV4, and you certainly can feel that sub 450 pound weight. A little bit lighter in motion, a little bit more apt to change directions. Not that the RSV4 Factory is not good at changing directions, but this thing is even more maneuverable. It really feels like a 600 Super Sport. Very compact, yet well spaced in terms of ergonomics. The RSV4 is fatter in the midsection and just feels like a bigger bike. Again, that factory version does change directions way more aptly than the standard Sachs model RSV4, but this BMW is even more maneuverable. Of course, this thing rides on semi-active suspension as well, with BMW's dynamic damping control DDC, which you can see right here. The DDC on this motorcycle doesn't ride quite as well as the RSV4 Factory's Öhlins suspension. These Sachs suspenders are a little bit more, it rides a little more rough on the street than the RSV4 Factory. That Öhlins semi-active stuff on the RSV4 works really, really nicely. In general, I'm never really a big fan of Öhlins suspension, but the RSV4 Factory's suspenders actually work really well, better than the semi-active suspension on this BMW. In terms of outright ride quality and comfort, in terms of road handling, this bike has really good road handling, but so does that RSV4 Factory. You get the comfort and the performance on the Aprilia. Now, in terms of creature comforts, we've got this nice color TFT display. I like the display. It's a little bit easier to read, brighter, sharper fonts. It's got BMW's fonts, same fonts that it uses in automobiles and SUVs. And the menu navigation's a little bit more slick, but this bike uses BMW's old school multi-function control wheel. I like the switchgear on the Aprilia a little bit better, plus it's backlit, but the actual menu navigation on this S1000RR is a little bit better. Of course, we have traction control, wheelie control, IMU powered cornering ABS, cruise control, heated grips. Of course, the Aprilia has cruise control too, but the heated grips is definitely a score for the BMW. And all those creature comforts just make for a really capable road-going street bike, because once again, a lot of these motorcycles, that's where they see the majority of their time on the street. and we really like how street friendly this S1000RR is. It's a superbike that's made for riding on the street, minus the ride quality again that Öhlins on the RSV4 Factory is a little bit more superior. In terms of brakes, both bikes have really good brakes. I like them equally, I have to say. Both setups have good stopping power and feel, but the IMU powered core-ring ABS on the Aprilia is clearly superior. You can, if you're a rider who rides extremely hard and likes to use a lot of brake input at lean, you're gonna like the IMU powered core-ring ABS on the Aprilia. Just a little bit more high-end, a little bit more flexible in terms of the ability to tune it. Not that the BMW is bad, but the Aprilia is more advanced, no doubt. In terms of fuel mileage, this S1000RR engine gets right around 35, 36 miles per gallon the way we ride it. So a couple points higher than the RSV4 with this V4 engine. So fuel economy is something you consider. You're going to get better fuel economy on this bike. Overall, we love this S1000RR. Wailing inline-four character, good ergonomics and proportions. Feels like a 600 but has the power of 1000. Not quite as powerful as the RSV4. The engine, while charismatic, it doesn't have that crazy wail of the V4 either. The suspension on the factory also rides a little bit better and still has that road holding. But still, if you want that nice colored TFT cruise control with heated grips and a little bit more friendly price tag, this bike's $23,000 versus $26,000 on the Aprilia. This bike also comes with a 3-year warranty versus 2 on the Aprilia. This S1000RR might be better for you, but in our opinion, when it comes down to brass tacks, the extra $3,000 on the Aprilia is certainly worth it. You've got a more charismatic powertrain, more power, better riding suspension, and yeah, it doesn't have that awesome color TFT dash, but it certainly isn't bad. Well, folks, it's time to take a break and wrap things up and declare a winner. Let's go.
Well, everyone, that was a real fun ride on BMW's S1000RR Superbike, that classic high revving inline-four engine. That thing is just a hoot to ride. It makes a great sound, great character, great acceleration. Not quite as much acceleration as the RSV4 though. That thing really stands out with its 200 horsepower at the rear tires. A little bit more power out of the Aprilia. Though we like the ergonomics on this motorcycle. It's crazy comfortable to ride. It really fits taller, bigger riders like me really well, and it feels like a 600 where that RSV4 is a little bit wider. S1000RR also is really nice because it gets a little bit better gas mileage, 36 miles per gallon versus 30 on the RSV4. We also like this color TFT on the BMW with BMW's signature font package, but the RSV4 Factory has that Öhlins suspension, which actually works really good on the street. It has good ride quality over bumps and still a lot of road handling. Overall, if our money was on the line, we'd go with the $26,000 Aprilia RSV4 Factory. It's got more power, better suspension. It's got the intoxicating howl. Yeah, the warranty period's a little bit less, and the fit and finish isn't quite as good as the BMW, but it still is pretty good. If you're looking for the ultimate in performance, comfort, and safety with that really good IMU-powered cornering ABS, if you're a crazy breaker, you're gonna love the Aprilia. Well, everyone, that wraps up our versus style comparison between the S1000RR from BMW and the RSV4 Factory from Aprilia. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and sound off in the comment section which bike would you buy, the $26,000 RSV4 Factory or the $23,000 BMW. Let us know, and make sure to subscribe for more versus style comparisons here on this channel, and we'll see you in the next episode.